Hello, everyone, and welcome to Retirement with Jim. On this channel, we take a look at retiring in a modest income, but being able to retire not needing $1,000,000. So, with that, if you like my content, please hit the like and subscribe button, and share with others. And if you feel the need to, please leave comments. I'd love to hear from you. Love to hear about other things you'd like me to talk about. So, with that, let's get started. So, Gen X. Are you listening to the right people about wanting to retire? We hear so much about, oh, I can't retire because I just don't have enough money. And you might be listening to the wrong people. You might be listening, this one you listen to, for instance, the news cycle. Let's face it, they're in the business of, getting people to watch them and, get in front of their advertisers to make money. And so there's a lot of fear mongering that goes out there. And so there's a lot of uncertainty about, oh, we can't retire because we don't have enough money saved. And I'm here to tell you that a lot of that is kind of nonsense. You can retire. You can have an opportunity to enjoy your life. I look at some of the statistics and, in your generation, the Generation X, there's certainly a number of you who have really started your plan and are working steady at it, and you're saving your money. And some of the people who have been saving at least 15 years on average have almost $500,000 in there. Now that may not seem like enough, but believe me, it's quite a bit, and you could very easily retire on $500,000. Part of that is, what's your plan? Have you put together a good plan? So part of what you're not confident in is not oh yeah, I guess it could be fair to say you're not confident with the market and the ups and downs. That makes everyone nervous. But you're probably less confident in your plan. So maybe your plan is what's making you feel uneasy about it. So what you need to do is you need to take a good hard look at your plan and go, what adjustments do I have to make? Or do you not have a really good solid plan? And you really need to look at, putting a plan together in the first place. I didn't retire on $500,000. I retired on a modest budget, and I'm happy to have retired. I'm happy to have gotten out of the work world, and I'm happy to say that, I get to enjoy what I do. Now, along the way, you figure out, what kind of sacrifices do you have to make? You might make a few. You might compromise some things that you wanted to do in retirement that you kind of say, okay, maybe this isn't so feasible, but you know what? Not a reason is to still not retire. So you still want to get out there and enjoy that part of your life. And you have a lot of options. A lot of people in today's environment go, okay, I'll work a part-time job for a little bit. But, it's whatever sacrifices you're willing to make is what's really going to make it successful. And keep in mind that it's not about, all the fear mongering that goes out there. And there's plenty of it. There's plenty of people out there saying, you just can't retire because, there's just you don't have enough money and you've got to work another 10 or 15 years. I went to full retirement, but I did that for myself and my wife, because my wife retired early, but it allowed us to live a different lifestyle and one that she got to enjoy early on, and it made a lot of sense for us. So a lot of it is, what can you do for yourself that meets your needs? You got to do what you think is the best for you, not what is best for others. Oops, sorry about that. Moved the camera a little bit. So a lot of times the difficulty is in maybe the plan that you have, or one that you don't have a lot of confidence in. But along that way, you want to ask, for help. You want to kind of look at, who can give you some sound advice, and try to find someone who's who's going to give you some advice that they don't have, they're not in it to make money off of you. They want to give you some advice because of practical experience and and what would make sense about what you want to accomplish for yourself. So a lot of it's being honest about, the sacrifices you're going to make or need to make. And let's face it, you have to make some. Everyone does. That is the only way you're going to get out there and be successful is, look at where you can cut corners and still, though, go out there and enjoy it and not be afraid. Part of that is once you shift to being retired, you shift from saving money to spending money. And that's a really difficult transition for literally everyone. Okay, maybe if you got $5 or $10 million in retirement, okay, you're good. But the fact is, too, when a lot of people have that much money in retirement, they live a different lifestyle. And it comes down to lifestyle. A lot of people don't talk about that. But it's like, what kind of lifestyle do you want? What kind of sacrifices are you willing to make? And where can you meet in the middle there? So tune out the news and all of the fear mongering, because keep in mind, they do it for their personal reasons, not for yours. And put together a plan, one that you can feel confident in. And even if you got started late in life and you didn't start till you're 40, you could still, you'd still have 20 years to retire and maybe retire at 60, still way ahead of that, the retirement age, and retire in a modest situation. But if the average person that retired and started saving money in 15 years saved $500,000, well, then when you're 60, you should be on course to be somewhere in that ballpark. Keep in mind, it's just like I said, stay away from the fear mongering. Keep in mind what your plan is, and ask for help if you need it. So keep that all in mind. And I tell you what, I will see you in the next one.